Hey guys, welcome to a very special edition of the Side Chat Podcast Q&A for 100,000 subscribers. We got a little Q&A session with Cobey, Bo, Loli, myself, Moevil, and Dgaff. We picked quite a few of your questions, and Mr. Cobey is going to be our moderator tonight. We hope it goes well, and we hope you enjoy.
A lot of questions about food, guns, and more food questions, so...
Three favorite things: food, gun, and food.
Nom nom.
All right, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
First question. This is a very original question. How did you meet?
I think Cobey and I met, I hate to say this, but almost, 10 years ago? Over 10 years ago now?
It was 2003, 2004.
We met in Battlefield 2. We were in this amazing group called Windy City Gaming, and we played a lot of Battlefield 2 together, and Cobey was this very angry individual who was screaming at people. He was like Kindergarten Cop in Battlefield 2. Put that tank down. Why'd you drop that grenade?
I can see Cobey doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're a little stressed out.
I was.
Well, you guys know the story about Bo and I. We met in a game called, what was that? How long ago was that, Bo? That was 2005, maybe? 6?
No, I think it was later than that. 2010, maybe?
Was it APB?
No.
Was that the game?
It was All Points Bulletin, the original one, not the reloaded that's on Steam currently, but the original All Points Bulletin.
Right.
The 2 or 3 months it ran before it went bankrupt.
2010, you're right. It released on April 30th of 2010.
Yeah, it had to be after 2009 because that's when Southland came out.
So Moevil and I were in the same, I guess you'd call it, guild or group or clan or whatever. And Moevil and his friend Quasi were under attack, and I showed up with a rocket launcher and blew up a bunch of bad guys, and we became friends ever since.
Always befriend a guy who shows up to a party with an RPG. I'm just saying.
I was just saying, nothing says friendship like an RPG.
After that, I met Dgaff, about 2 years ago now?
Something along that lines.
We got in a discussion about video cards during a live stream, and then it kind of turned into a creepy subject of, hey, I live right down the road from you?
Yes, it did, and I made a bet that I lived about 10 minutes from you.
And then we became friends somehow. It was very odd.
That was after the restraining order was filed and released.
And then Loli just kind of showed up one day.
Showed up to a community event and then hung out with Apple afterwards, and he's like, yo, would you mind sending in an application? And I said, sure.
What's your next question, Mr. Cobes?
All right, second question. What does TBLF stand for?
Back in the day, as I already mentioned, Cobey and I played BF2. We were part of the server called Windy City Gaming, and they had about, a $10 or $15 a month due that you had to pay?
I never paid it.
I wasn't allowed to join because I was poor. You never paid it? They wouldn't let me in because
I never paid a dime.
What?
Nope.
That's how Cobey rolls, man.
So I said, screw Windy City Gaming, I'll make TBLF, and it was just me and my friend Papa. So when we started playing War Thunder, we needed a new squadron name, and I was like, well, let's bring back TBLF. Not a very exciting story. Talk about Liberation Front. It's a thing.
It is a thing.
Not to be taken serious.
All right, Cobes, next one.
All
what
right,
you got?
next question. Does anyone in TBLF play strategic games, and if so, any World War II games?
I mean, I think we all play a pretty good amount of strategic games. In fact, I think most of us have Hearts of Iron or others along that line.
Cobey loves Company Heroes. Absolutely adores it.
And Civ 5.
You never played Civ 5.
I don't really think Civ 5 falls in that category.
You never played Civ 5.
And I'll never play Civ 5 or Civ 6 or Civ 7 or Civ 19, Hitler's Revenge or Gandhi's Revenge or whoever the hell the guy that gets nukes first is.
That's Gandhi, and don't start trash-talking Civ, because I'll start trash-talking things you love, okay?
I kind of want to listen to this.
Civ is a great game.
If you have 17 hours to spare on a Saturday afternoon.
That just gets you started. That gets you warmed up.
Yeah, Hearts of Iron's not much better, buddy.
Okay, so we used to play a lot of Company Heroes. We play a little bit of Company Heroes 2.
Actually, Bo just found a new game that we're testing. What's that? That's Steel 44, Bo? What's that called?
Steel Divisions.
Yeah, Steel Division Normandy 44. So that's new in the prospect, and I'll let you know how that goes.
All right. I've noticed you guys, TBLF, trying to shoot each other down at the end of a round wind. Who started that? That would be Mo, 110%.
If you leave guns in the hands of Mo with ammo in them, it's going to be turned on you.
All right, so look, early on when we flew planes, it was very normal for me to run out of ammunition. I have a very bad trigger finger. Even when we flew like American planes with 2,000 rounds of ammo, I would normally never have ammo at the end of a match. And I remember we did a video on Jugs, I think, one time, And after like
The
3 or 4 kills,
P-47, not
P-47.
That's on another channel.
Yeah, it's definitely another channel.
That's another website.
And I had no ammo for that either. But at the end of the match, I actually had ammo left over, and Bo was just sitting there, so I let him have it. It felt pretty good. Had to keep it going.
And now I channel that abuse to Loli.
Yeah, now Lolly's the recipient.
Pass the torch. All right, next question. Have any of you been in the military? If so, what branch and what was it like?
I think
I was
Gaff's
in the
the only
United
guy.
States Marine Corps for 4 years.
For Fire Marine.
For Fi.
And you were deployed to Afghanistan once, correct?
Yeah, once for a year, from 2009 to 2010. And to be perfectly honest, it was the best time of my life.
Wow.
And this is why when you watch our videos and you see Cobey, myself, and Lolly and Bo acting like a bunch of idiots, and Dgaff is the one that's actually on Overwatch, it's because he's the only one of us that truly knows what he's doing. He's like the sheep herder.
And you're actually looking at possibly going back in, maybe, Gaff, or...
Yeah, I'm currently looking at getting back into the National Guard right now.
Do it.
And my MOS I'm going for now is EOD.
Ooh, Bomb Man.
Yep, I get to go
Keep your
clack
fingers
clack and
safe.
watch things go boom.
All right, next question. If you had to name each other in one word, what would it be and why?
This is not going to end well for me.
Is there going to be hurt feelings in this? Do we need to all have a group hug before and after?
No, we're good.
No, let it rip.
Dgaff, you are a saint. And I mean that. You have the patience of a fucking saint.
I agree with that.
Lolly, your word is special. Because you're special in so many ways.
I agree with that one too.
Why did I just picture Big Bird?
That's funny. Let's see, Mo. What would I describe you? You're pretty damn smart. I think you're a lot smarter than what you lead on to be.
Damn, thanks, Cobey. I saw like going a
No.
different direction, but I'll take it.
You're the brainiac. And Bo, you have no patience.
That's 2 words.
Then you're patientless.
Impatient?
You're impatient. Yeah, that's a much better word. I just make up words sometimes. Yeah, you're kind of impatient, but that's okay.
Well, that's fine. Cobey, you're salty.
Yeah. And
True.
I always refer to Gaff as the glue of TBLF, so I'm going to call you glue.
Elmers or what?
liquid
It
nails.
has to be edible, all right? He's a Marine.
Exactly.
Liquid nails.
Oh, it's that paste. The paste that you eat in kindergarten.
Elmer's.
Yeah, that's Elmers.
That got out of control quickly.
Yummy.
Define Lolly by one
Yeah.
one word.
That's why he's special.
Leave it. Yep, leave it open ended. Special is the one.
Lolly is a bridge builder.
That's 2 words.
2 words. You done messed it up again.
Bridge, shoot.
Constructor.
Brolder? Trying to now combine the 2 words together. Anyway. And Mo is, I'm going to go with energy. This guy works a lot of hours running a company, comes home, and has more energy than anybody I know to play video games until about midnight. This guy's like the Energizer Bunny. Gets up and just keeps doing it every day. I have no idea how you do that.
5 rat energy and lots of alcohol. Like I'll go ahead and hammer down. I gotta agree with a lot of what Cobey and Bo said. I mean, Dgaff is definitely the glue. If you guys, you never see behind the scenes, but it's usually Dgaff that, you know, if we have an argument, Dgaff bridges the gap for us. He says, oh, he'll talk to me or talk to Bo and try to bring us back together. And Cobey too, Lolly, the special one, is just spot on. There is no other word for Mr. Lolly. He is special. And I kid you not, you don't know what Lolly you're getting every night, which is what makes Lolly that much more fun.
That's why he's special.
That's exactly why he's special. Cobey, what it comes to mind for me, for you, is just like it's just information. I mean, you seem to have a grasp of every topic we talk about. If we go planes, if we go guns, if we go issues of women's magazine from 1912, you know the pages. You just are a dump of knowledge, man. I've never seen a guy pull more things out of his hat and have a good grasp of the topic. And
People
then
have always said that I would kill on Jeopardy.
dude, kill be an understatement. Then Bo, I'm gonna go with eccentric, and I mean this in a way. Bo's the kind of guy, right? That if when you're a kid, right, and you're fighting a guy and you threw a rock at him, Bo wouldn't throw a rock back at you, which would be a normal response. No, Bo would get his mother's car and drive it through your house. That's what Bo would do. So he escalates these things. I mean, you just don't you don't bring a knife to a gunfight with Bo because Bo didn't bring a knife or a gun. He brought I don't know, an A10 Warthog.
If you don't make the nightly news, you failed.
God.
That's the team.
Oh my god.
That is the team.
Go for Loli.
Gaff, I want to say you're calm, really. You managed to stay calm in all the stuff that happens in here behind the scenes. Mo, I want to say you're energetic. You always bring the energy around. You're always in a good mood, it seems. And it's really nice to have you around. Cobey, I want to say is... I want to say calm as well, because behind the scenes, Cobey's actually just a real calm, collective, fun to talk to person, but I can't use the same word twice.
Is calm the only word you know for somebody who...
Yeah, it pretty much is, but it's informative is what I'm going to go with, because he always has information when you need it about, like, everything. And Bo, I want to say you're devoted, because everything you do, you just will not stop until it is done.
Yeah, I would agree
Yeah, I
with
agree with
that.
that one. Yep. I just can't believe no one used the word asshole for me. I thought I'd get at least one.
No, it's 2 words.
I think Cobey paused. I'm like, here it comes. He's dropping the A-bomb.
No.
Gaff's
Those
turn.
were really good answers, guys. I agree with all of them.
You didn't give Gaff a go.
Gaff doesn't need a glue. I'm busy eating glue.
Fair enough.
Oh, next question.
All right. Have you tried or considered trying VR gaming with the various titles you display here on the channel? If no, what could you be most interested in trying given the opportunity?
Mo's the only one in here that owns an actual VR headset out of the group, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'll touch on the VR real quick. The fact is, VR is just not there yet. I mean, number one, the price tag is just stupid. I mean, any decent VR headset is going to cost you, $700-800 right now still. And the games just aren't there yet. I think we're 5 years away from seeing any kind of VR on the channel. It's just not there yet.
I'm waiting for the technology to get a bit better, and also for some bigger games to kind of adapt and design the game around VR.
Yeah.
I really want to play fight sims like IL-2 Battle Stalingrad with VR. Right now I use IR tracking, which is a good enough solution. It's a little finicky and I have issues with it, but I would really love the ability to move my head and just have that full immersion with a VR headset. The problem right now, to my understanding, is besides some camera positions, and I've actually never seen the VR headset myself, but from what I've heard, is that it has really low resolution, and it's really hard to spot things like aircraft.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean,
That's the
plus,
hurdles.
you need one heck of a computer. We all have really good computers, but you still need one beast of a comp to run a high-quality VR. Next question, Mr. Cobes.
Right. What do you think made TBLF and Bowtime so popular and successful?
Easy. Bo did it.
No, that's not. No.
Well, no,
Yeah.
hold on. It's true. Your dedication is. I mean, we come in as color or as helpers, but this is what you've pushed. This is what you've done. We've just been here to help you.
There's channels that do different things, and a lot of channels do different things very well. But I always felt there's always this kind of that group of friends just having fun aspect that kind of lacked with a lot of channels, which is why I just started uploading my stuff to see if anybody liked it. Originally, I just put up content just as kind of like memories for the group of just, fun game sessions we had one night.
All right, next question. Bowtime Gaming, what is your favorite band/song? This is for all of you guys.
Cobey's going to like my answer for the favorite band, but I'm going to say a song that'll trigger him. Ready for it, Cobey?
I'm ready.
Blur. And I like a lot of songs by Blur, but I'm going to pick song 2, which is the song you hate.
I'm triggered. It's so overplayed. Oh my god, so overplayed.
Well, clearly our ages are a little different. You'll probably get that through our music choices, but my band is Journey. I love anything by Journey.
God.
Sorry, man.
Oh, my
I
head
do.
hurts.
I mean, I like Queen too, but Journey's my band. That's my go-to.
Oh,
Yes, Kobe.
don't stop believing.
Don't worry. I'm faithfully.
Someday love will find you.
You sure we won't go separate ways?
God, I hope not. When the lights go down in the city, maybe we will.
Stop it! You're killing me.
Mine mainly depends on my mood and everything. As of late, I really like the White Buffalo Insane, which you've actually heard on Bo's stream multiple times now.
You're requesting it like crazy.
I like guest music.
No, I had him at it.
My favorite band is called Girls Dead Monster.
Once again, you know why we described him as special.
I was thinking that very same.
What is it? Girls Dead Monster?
Don't fucking just.
I gotta Google that.
I'm googling. Hold on, girl.
I don't
Dead
think you want to
Monster.
Google it.
Anyways, my favorite
Whoa!
standalone song. What?
It's like an anime thing.
What
Oh.
did you expect? Anyways, my favorite song of all time that I have to say is just a song I can listen to while in any mood would probably be "Into the Ocean" by Blue October.
Cobey.
My answer is I don't have an answer. I listen to a very eclectic group of music. I don't really have an honest to God favorite band. If I had one, it would probably be the band Wilco, that no one's probably heard of. They're from Chicago. I've been a fan of them since the way back.
Cobey likes a new band about every 2 days. You listen to more music than anybody I know.
Because I like music. I always have liked music, and I don't really listen to one single band. You know what I mean? If I did, it'd probably be Wilco. I've probably seen them live about a dozen times easily.
Nice.
They're a great band. What am I listening to now? A lot of. I really like this band called Matt Pond, PA. It's a really good band. What else? I don't know. Just kind of depends. Kind of depends on my mood. I mean, sometimes I've noticed that I like alternative music, but I like kind of slower alternative music. You know, if that makes any sense.
What most people don't know about Cobey is that in high school he was in a U2 cover band.
Well, it wasn't exactly U2 cover band, but yes, I was in a band. Yeah, with my buddy Liam. Yep. And I did listen to a lot. U2 was my favorite band in high school. The very first CD I ever bought was a U2 CD. In fact, I still have it. All right,
Fire away.
this is my favorite question so far. What is your favorite sandwich ever?
I'm a steak and cheese. That's all there is to it.
Turkey meatball sub.
Oh wow.
Let me see if Dgaff has the same answer as I do. There's a grocery store chain here called Publix.
I was gonna say I know exactly what your answer is.
But yeah, Publix Deli, top notch.
They actually have really good sandwiches, but the best sandwich I ever had was actually a food truck sandwich up in Maryland, and they had Reubens, and they were amazing.
Roach Coach.
I do love patty melts, but see the problem with patty melts is though I like them on sourdough and not rye bread. I don't particularly care for rye bread, so
Cobey, I love me some sourdough too. Don't worry.
I know that's good. Patty melts and sourdough are the bizom. And I like Monte Cristos too. That's probably my favorite.
That's a good
of all
sandwich.
time is
I'm with
Monte
you on that.
Cristo. This is actually a really good question. Do you think the multiple years long open beta concept actually causes more harm than good? Watching the changes over the years to War Thunder, matchmaking, BR, damage flight models, etc., it seems to me that seeing what it was or could be if only they didn't ruin the good parts of the extended open beta development phase only caused resentment and general bad feelings in the early adopter player base. Thoughts?
Yeah, we're never gonna see it the way it should be because developers right now, the small studios at least, can't afford to produce the game the way it should be produced on their budget alone. They have to get the paid beta, if you will, to continue development. And the AAA studios don't give a crap. They're going to give us what they give us. And we're going to buy it because we have no choice. The days of getting a AAA, the days of getting any title that's perfect and ready to go are done.
When was the last time you guys played a game, like a legit game, that did not have a day 1 or day 2 patch? It's been years.
Yeah, I can't remember, to be quite honest.
Since
Been
you had the
years.
internet?
I think the original Doom was probably the last time.
You see, back then, right? But it's right. Games didn't have the internet. Games didn't have the option of always having an internet connectivity. Some people who bought the game didn't have internet, so you had no choice but to make a game right, or else you're getting a lot of phone calls from pissed off people. Nowadays, everyone connects to the internet with their games, so they know they can keep patching and fixing things.
The thing about an open beta over many years is there's two sides. A, you get money up front to keep your development going and to increase your staff size. And two, if you have a really good dev team, you can listen to the community and make changes early on before it's way too late. And a lot of game studios you see make a lot of bad business decisions lately. And I think it depends on who's the business mind behind that game, is if a game makes it through an open beta or not anymore. How you market something, how you release it, what your price point is, how fast you put out content for it, all that stuff matters anymore.
I think the hype is just ridiculous too. I mean, we witnessed several games like The Division and stuff like that, where the hype machine was just
Every Ubisoft title.
full-
Just say every Ubisoft title. They have this thing in the basement called the hype machine, and they crank it up right before release, and
Yeah,
they
but
let it go.
Even like that stupid Star Wars game that came out that EA put out. I mean, the hype machine was just in full force, and it was just not polished and not done like it should have been. All right, next question. What were your lives like when growing up as kids? What is your most valuable memory or the best thing that happened during your childhood?
Some of us in here had some pretty messed up childhoods, and I don't know.
I hope not.
Like,
I already
who's
know.
fucked up the most?
So I think Cobey, Law, and I might be in the running. I'm not sure about Gaff or Mo. So let's let the two normal people go first.
I guess I consider my childhood normal. I got in fights at school, I got in fights at home, and we had our good and our bad, but I was never on the streets, but I was never rich either, so I was pretty normal.
I mean, I feel pretty normal. I mean, pretty vanilla. My parents grew up. My dad started his own company early on. We struggled for a while, but once he got his company rolling, it did pretty well. And I played ice hockey and sports like crazy, and I don't know, pretty easy, honestly. Pretty good childhood.
So past 5th grade, I've pretty much never left my house on a regular basis.
It's called homeschooling. Let's use that term homeschooling in there.
Yeah, but like you don't leave the house for a month. I'm gonna call it isolation.
That's how the split personality started.
10 years of not leaving the house. It's fun.
Well, I think my life was kind of normal. I mean, my parents got divorced. I was pretty young. My dad died when I was pretty young. My mom pretty much raised us by herself. She worked her ass off for us too, with me and my brother. I don't know. I had a pretty good childhood growing up, I guess. My most valuable memory, I don't know. Probably camping with the family, I guess. I used to do a lot of camping.
I spent the first 13 years of my life in Arlington, Texas, kind of in the hood. I can tell you I've seen multiple SWAT raids. I've seen multiple shootouts between gangs. I've seen... it wasn't a good neighborhood. There was children missing from my elementary school who were abducted. I don't know if any of you guys at recess had drive-by drills, which is where if the siren goes off, you lay down because a drive-by happened in the neighborhood. No. So my dad got a transfer to Michigan with his work, and I was moved into a really small rural community in Michigan. I just had culture shock from going from big city to all of a sudden corn plants are my neighbor, and just I don't know. It was really weird, and I didn't really fit in with the kids very well because I was from Texas, they're from Michigan, and everything it's just like they all knew each other from basically when they were born to high school, and I don't know, it was very strange.
I kind of have the same experience in high school and junior high and stuff. So I went to... I grew up in a fairly big city in Northern California. I went to high school, though, in a really small city outside of the big city, about 8,000 people total. And the elementary school, junior high, and high school were all on the same block. And so there were kids that I went to high school with that were in my graduating class that had basically been friends since, like, kindergarten. What was your first job, and did you like it?
I was a dishwasher at a restaurant that Papa Gadoosh worked at. I worked there for 2 hours. I made $20. I got home. I was told to quit because I didn't have permission to have a job. And I had to wait till I graduated high school to have another job. Here's a lesson to this, kids. Before you go get a job, ask your parents if you're allowed to have a job.
My first job was working at a pet store cleaning fish tanks. 16 years old. I liked it because I like fish. I like aquariums. I still like aquariums. Shitty job, though.
I was 14 and my hockey coach owned the ice rink where we played at, and his manager quit on him, and I became a shift manager at 14 years old for the hockey rink. And
Jesus.
I drove a Zamboni before I drove a car.
Jesus.
No kidding, man. First job I was a manager.
My first job that I actually got a real paycheck and wasn't paid completely under the table was actually a beta tester for video games.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was actually a really fun job, except for the mounds of paperwork you have to fill out on every single piece of the game that you play. But best job I ever had was actually the Marines.
All right, next question. What is your favorite game of all time, any genre, any platform?
I mean, I think that's a really hard to answer because it changes so often, right? I mean, but if I had to pick like all time,
What is the one game that you wish you could play all over again for the first time?
Oh, that's pretty amazing. Um,
For me, it's Command and Conquer Red Alert.
Look, I'll get some flack for this, but I mean, I would say probably EverQuest, the original one. The first time I played that game, it was just a whole new world. It changed my outlook on games. I had never played, any kind of MMO or any kind of real internet games up to that point, and it was fantastic.
My favorite game now is Nier Automata, and if I could go back and play any game again for the first time, it'd probably be Halo Reach.
I'm going to answer Kobe's question for him.
Okay, let's see if we get this right.
Nobody really knows this, but Kobe was a Medal of Honor MLG All-Star back in the day.
I love that game. That was my answer. MOHAA. I played the shit out of that game. That was the first online game I ever played. Actually, was Medal of Honor Allied Assault. It wasn't that one. It's probably be the original Wolfenstein. I played that game for hours and hours and hours, listening to my U2 CDs on my Sony Discman. All right, next question. Bowtime Gaming. What is your favorite TBFL moment?
Once upon a time, we used to play a lot of Team Fortress 2.
Oh, God.
Kobe had a few mental breakdowns. And, not at me, at somebody else. We used to play with this fellow who all he played was engineer. And he used to hide the sentry gun in really clever spots. And one spot was right outside Kobe's spawn. And Kobe walked out and got missiled by the sentry gun. And I heard words that changed me forever. And I didn't know that somebody in such a fit of rage can describe what they're going to do to somebody in such detail and colorful analysis. There was many F-bombs dropped. I hate you all. And then he logged off TeamSpeak, and we didn't hear from you for like 2 to 3 weeks. We thought you just deleted your computer.
I like how that changed you, but living in Arlington didn't.
Never mind the drive-by raid alerts, the tornadoes, the earth, the oil fields. Nope, this changed Bo forever.
Speaking of tornadoes, I was hiding underneath my desk. I was laughing, but I was also hiding underneath my desk the way Kobe was yelling at this individual about how he was going to take apart the sentry gun piece by piece, mail it UPS next day to Chicago, get an airline ticket from Southwest Airlines, meet the box at the terminal, drive to his house.
I don't remember any of that. I remember getting pissed off, but I don't remember anything else after that. I must have PTSD.
Mine's a Kobe moment too. Mine's the one you see on the channel sometimes. The spin tires headset destruction.
Hey guys, wait for us.
We're hauling 100 tons of logs.
Well, I got 100 towards a retard behind me, so...
You want to go or not?
No, go around me to the left.
Really?
To the left!
I can't go left, that's...
Jesus. Simple fucking directions, come on!
Yes! I'm gonna lose my shit! I can't breathe! Gaff, pull over.
What the fuck is your problem, man? I broke my fucking headset now.
Oxygen, Gaff! I gotta turn my engine off. Oh, Christ. I can't breathe. I swear to God, I'm gonna die over here.
Oh, God.
I mean, that whole... And that was totally just amazingly off the cuff. In fact, the best part about that was, there had been little jabs at Kobe that day, because, we're trying really hard to get this thing. Kobe and I, we tried really hard to get this thing done. And Bo was trying hard, too.
Not hard enough, though.
But not hard enough. And he made... And it was kind of like little things like Kobe would get frustrated and say, oh, Bo, come on, Bo, pick it up, move a little bit left, move a little bit right. And then, all little things. And then all of a sudden... you went on the wrong side of that mud bog, and Kobe, it's like somebody just hit the switch. That was it, man. That was it. And we had that recorded, and I'm so glad that we never get to... I watch that sometimes, that little snippet, and I still die laughing.
And just to answer everybody's questions, yes, he broke his headset.
Yes, I did. I really did break my headset.
I felt so bad, I PayPal'd him money that night to buy 2 new headsets.
Yep. And I did. In fact, I'm wearing one of them right now.
See, so everything's cool. Everything's good.
That's actually my favorite thing, Mo, as well. Mainly because that was the second time I ever went out with you guys.
Are you
I'm
serious?
glad my misery brings everybody so much joy.
Okay.
Wow.
Mine was the first time I got to play GTA 5 on this new computer, and we were streaming, and I drove my ATV down the mountain, jumped off of it, and it slid its way towards you, Bo, and knocked you off. And you died laughing on the ground.
I don't know if I have a favorite moment, to be quite honest with you. I mean, we've had some pretty good times. I don't know if I had a favorite. I think the best video that we've made was I personally enjoyed the most is probably the Magic School Bus video.
The SM79.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. All right, next question. What's the story behind getting a dog, and why did you choose Barrett? And I assume that means the name Barrett or the actual dog. Why did you choose Barrett himself? I don't know how he's asking that, but
I'm kind of to blame for this one.
So last January, I rescued a dog named Barrett from a local shelter. I lived in apartments and rented places, and I was never basically allowed to have a pet there. So when I rented this new house, I decided that since I was allowed to have a dog, I would rescue one. And he was very shy, very laid back, very timid dog. And over the year, he's been getting a lot more comfortable and a lot more himself. We've came a long ways. I don't know what quite happened in that first year before I adopted him, but he's been doing pretty good. The reason I went with this name was originally I was going to call him Ruger, but Cobey kept bashing Ruger firearms on an almost daily basis.
they're not very good.
I like Ruger guns. I don't care what you say. I like Ruger firearms. I've grown up using Ruger firearms. I will continue to buy Ruger firearms, so screw you.
Cobey
They
loves
have one of
gloves.
the best warranties in the business, but you need the warranty.
Oh,
I've never had an issue with a Ruger gun.
I own one Ruger, and I've never had an issue with it, so I guess I really can't complain. But
So to spite Cobey, I chose the biggest, baddest American firearms company, Barrett. So Barrett is named after the 50 caliber sniper rifle company.
all right, Bow and Company, you find yourself in a scrapyard in 1946 with parts of every major aircraft built throughout the war from all nations. What kind of frankenplane do you build?
I mean, are we trying to put together a plane and use it? I mean, I don't think any of us are smart
Frankenplane,
enough to make a better plane than what some of the guys have already made before us. I just want a P-38. Is that too much to ask for?
What can we make better? That's the question. What plane?
Yeah, I guess that is the question. If you could pick one airplane and then improve it with parts for another airplane, how would you do that? And Mo, to your thing, that would be easy. I would take a P-38 and put engines from a Spitfire on it. Put Merlins on it.
Yep. I agree with
No.
Yeah.
That
Oh, yeah.
is...
I know it's sacrilege, but still.
Don't do that to my beautiful P-38s.
that. Or how about take the 20mm cannon from the P-38 and resize and wing mount it to the P-47?
10 of them on there, or 8 of them on there.
I don't think you could do that. Too much weight, but
The P-47s
Or-
operated with 20mm cannons in the wings.
did they?
That was an option, yeah. They
didn't
easily
know
went
that.
in. Yep. I believe it was 4, or they could do a mix of one 20mm cannon and two 50 cals, if I remember right. But yeah, you could mix and match.
Wasn't
Nice.
done very often.
Matching
though. Same with the
whichever way you
Hellcat
want.
too.
Yeah, this is a hard question. I'm thinking.
like
Okay,
deep
it's
thought,
just
aren't
like deep thought.
I can smell the burning brain from here.
I know it's really bad. Okay, this is how about a JU-88 with some American engines on it, right? Throw some R2800s on the JU-88, redo the guns on it with some 1919s, or at least, heck, even go up to M2 Brownings. We're in Fantasyland right now, right? So it'd be a very confused plane and have no idea what nation it was fighting for, but if we put German and American aviation technology into each other, imagine that, and they put Bismarck in one seat, me in the other, it's the best of two
We did
worlds.
that. It was pretty much every airplane that the U.S. had in the 1950s.
There you go. That's my answer. A faster Schnell bomber. Not necessarily as efficient.
Schnell bomber.
The Uber Schnell. That's what I'm going to call my plane, the Uber Schnell.
Oh, he even made a name for it.
Your answers suck. Mine's the best. We can move on now.
All right, next question. If you own firearms, which one is your favorite rifle, handgun, shotgun, if possible? Also, if you could own any firearms you don't already have, money and availability is not an issue, what would they be? My favorite rifle is my Grand. My favorite handgun is any of my SIGs. My favorite shotgun is my Ithaca. If I could own anything that I could want, I would want a honest-to-God real Tommy gun.
The old World War II or the drum mag,
No, the drum mag, the 1928 Chicago typewriter.
the gangster.
Hmm?
Oh,
Well, I'm going to sound lame after Cobey's answer, but my favorite handgun is H&K USP, 45 cal full size. Waiting for Cobey to throw something at me from...
Not saying a word.
Okay, cool. Cobey does not like polymer frame pistols.
I don't like HKs either.
My favorite rifle of all time, this is going to sound kind of stupid, but I probably put close to 15,000 rounds to this silly Ruger 1022 that I have. Has a bull barrel, has some decent optics on it, bipod. And that's the gun I just use to do a lot of... I shoot between 150 200 yards with it sometimes. Generally, I shoot more closer to 100 yards, but it's a gun that I spend a lot of time on, working on my groupings and stuff. It's cheap to shoot, and it's just what I grew up shooting since I was like 13. So that's the gun I've had the most time behind. So, I mean, it has some sentimental value there. Like, my favorite gun to go to the range with, though, is the AR-10, because 308s are awesome. So I gave you two answers there. A cool answer and a sentimental answer. My favorite shotgun is Remington 870, because that is a cool sound when you rack that thing. The gun that I would own, if I didn't have to worry about permits and cost and availability, is a early built Uzi with the wooden stock on it.
But if it's the guns that you have, right, a rifle, a pistol, and a shotgun, I would say my favorite rifle would be my 1941 German sniper rifle
You're just
from the
showing
Orbendorf
off.
factory. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I got lucky and got it, and I love it. Favorite pistol, and again, Kobe's gonna hate me because I like it.
Well, people want to know more about that rifle. Go ahead and take a step back and...
So this rifle, for whatever reason, was never off. It was never handed out. So it stayed in the factory. Most likely, maybe it was a demo rifle. I don't know, but it was never shot. It's blemish free. Markings are all perfect. Numbers all match. It's honestly it's stupid. It's probably worth $15,000, and I got it for $2,000, and I love every second of it. I've had it checked out by a specialist, and it passes muster. It's got the Zeiss scope on it, which is the original one. Now, the only thing I don't know for sure is if this gun was specifically made to be a sniper rifle, or if it was simply a scope added to a rifle, and that's the way it was. I think I'm leaning more towards the fact that it was a scope added to a rifle, because the numbers don't seem to present a sniper rifle variant, but I still love it. Either way, it's literally blemish free. One of these days, I'll have to do a photo of it and show you guys. But off the rifle, I'm going with my Glock. You know, I know Kobe hates Glocks, but love my Glock. But then this pick for shotgun will make Kobe happy. My Benelli M4 shotgun is stupid. Come on, doesn't like Benellis?
Not really.
And if I could have one gun, regardless of price, I can't just have one. There'd be one of two options. It'd be my Griswold I talk about all the time, my Griswold pistol, or it would be an STG-44. One of those. How about you, Mr. Lolly? Anything? Money's no object. What are you going for?
It's like making him pick between his children.
Yeah, seriously, I might as well be my children. My favorite handgun I own is my Union Switch and Signal 1911, no doubt about that.
Kobe approves.
Yep.
My favorite rifle, that's Kobe will approve of either one of these. It's hard for me to choose. It's either my M1 Garand or my AR-180.
I approve.
And I actually don't own a shotgun myself. I only own rifles and handguns. So I'm going to choose another gun and say one of the two that I just said, the one of the two rifles. If I could own any gun without anything being in the factor, I would have an AN-94.
Okay.
The rifle is so complex and it's magical to me.
It's magical.
The one thing I love about firearms is mechanics. That's why my favorite is battle rifles, usually like in the 20s and 30s when they're doing prototyping. Because there are just so many amazing different gas systems and locking mechanisms and just so nice. And the AN-94 is just complete fuck-uppery inside of there.
When it comes to pistols and shotguns, I don't have any. They're just not my style and everything. But when it comes to a rifle, I'd have to say my granddad's M1 carbine that he got when he was in the Navy, that he kept when he got out and everything. That's downright my favorite rifle.
That's pretty special.
That is cool.
But if money and tags aren't an issue, I want a 240 Bravo. I had that over in Afghanistan, and I loved every second of it.
All right, next question. If you had to make a bomber crew out of your crew, and who would you put in it?
All right, we're just going to say this right now. Kobe's the pilot, and he's placing us where we need to be. Kobe, what do you do?
Oh, I have no idea.
I nominate Bismarck for co-pilot.
Oh my god. No, he would have to be the bombardier because he's super efficient at that.
Can I be in the nose with them just
No,
to irritate the crowd?
No. You'd be tailing Charlie back in the back all by yourself.
Why?
You
Because you
cannot
belong
be
in the
our
back.
you cannot be our navigator.
Yeah, dude, you're not driving. You're not telling us where to go. We've seen your.
We
Nope.
would never get there.
Wow, thanks. That just
Shiny.
crushed my self-esteem.
I nominate Gaff and myself for the 2 side gunners.
Well, I think Gaff would be a better flight engineer.
I would say I actually want to be in the ball turret, because if IL-2 is anything to go off of, I will die no matter what when we land. So
So who's our flight engineer?
we could give that job to Loli.
What does this lever do?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Look at this.
You just shut off 3 of the engines. Good job.
No, I know what we'll do for a flight engineer. We'll put Bear and Waney up there together.
Oh god. We'd never get off the ground. That was a good question. I like that question a lot.
Yeah, we don't even have a full crew. We just threw people
We
around
don't have a top
positions.
gunner.
Well, that plane's never taking off the ground.
No, it's not. You can't even never get the damn engine started, let alone off the ground.
Very true.
All right, Bowtime Gaming, what is your favorite moment since you started YouTube? I would love to know.
This may sound a little stupid, but my favorite moment was when This War of Mine devs contacted me and sent me a free copy of their game and asked me to stream it and put some videos up on it. And that was the first time a publisher ever emailed me. And that was the first kind of, I guess you call it, press copy of anything I ever got. And I think I was at maybe like 7,000 or 8,000 subs at that point. But that was that's the first experience I've ever had with a developer, and they are the nicest individuals. If you ever see it on Steam on sale or even at full price, good group of guys that make that one. It's a fun little game.
Since I'm a massive foodie, I would love to hear what is your favorite dish or one of your favorites, your favorite beers, and your favorite wine.
I'll go first. I'm definitely a connoisseur of nice wine and beer, but favorite wine would be Camus 2014 Cabernet or even the Shiraz. Either one's great. Love them both. Favorite beer? I'm actually not a beer guy. I'm more of a liquor or maybe ciders or wines. But favorite dish? This changes. Sushi's great, but I just had a good steak the other night, so I'll say a very, very, very professionally prepared ribeye done the right way. 1.5 inch, 2 inch thick. That's the way.
Wow.
That's where it's at.
That's big.
Big boy steak. Yep.
My favorite dish? I don't know if I have a favorite one. I like Mexican food. It's probably anything Mexican food. My favorite beer, I don't really care for beer. I'd rather have cider. My favorite cider is Strongbow.
Strongbow?
And I don't really care for wine. I cook with wine, but I don't really drink wine.
My favorite dish would probably have to be tater tot casserole.
Tater tot casserole.
What the hell is tater tot casserole?
It is tater tot casserole.
What's in it? Tater tots?
We got
Tater
that part,
tots
Lolly.
and cheese and I believe sour cream and I don't know what else is in it because my grandmother hasn't given me her recipe yet. But yeah, it's just the favorite thing I like eating. It's my grandmother's tater tot casserole.
That's awesome.
And I don't drink beer or wine. In fact, I barely drink anything.
Don't worry, Lolly. I drink enough for the both of us.
Ain't that the truth?
I am always on the hunt for the perfect enchilada. So I'm always ordering enchiladas when I go to restaurants. And I'm always let down. No, it's just always something. It's like it always could be better. I'm always ordering them just to see, like, is that restaurant's enchiladas better than the previous ones? And it always seems like it's getting worse. Maybe I have too high of enchilada standards, but and Shinerbach is the best beer in the world. Go Texas.
I had one yesterday.
Really? What'd you think?
It's all right. I mean, I don't really care for beer, but it wasn't that bad. There's a little bar around the corner from where I live right now that's got Shinerbach on tap.
My favorite dish would be corned beef and cabbage. I'm not really much of a beer person, but when it comes to wine, pretty much any red wine or port wine is what I go for.
All right, next question. How did you get into learning about aviation? Was it because of War Thunder, or was War Thunder played because you already loved the topic? I've always been around aviation. It's been my life since as long as I can remember. It will probably always be my life. I started playing War Thunder because Bo and I watched this video on YouTube from this dude named Robaz from Sweden. And we were we were doing something. We were just watching the video, then we was like, "Hey, that looks like a pretty cool little game to play." And then it just kind of went from there. And the rest is history.
I started playing War Thunder simply because I liked planes. I downloaded the game and I was like, oh, I don't have a flight stick. And so I waited 3 months before I actually played it to get a flight stick, just to realize you don't need a flight stick.
Well, I just played it because Bo made me.
When my grandfather got out of the army, he worked at Boeing for 30 years in Wichita. So I got to hear a lot about things like the B-29, Boeing 737, 747s, whatnot. That was his life. And my grandmother served in the Navy as a gunnery instructor. And I got to hear a lot about how she used to teach how to recognize Japanese aircraft and try to teach the sailors to not shoot down our aircraft. My best friend in Arlington, Texas, his father worked for Lockheed Martin, and he was one of the designers on the F-22, and he flew model RC planes on the weekends. So it was just always kind of just around, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, just the people around you influence you.
Bowtang Gaming, worst hangover you guys ever had?
I've only ever had one hangover. That was the first time I've ever drunk. Drunk. I'm from Texas, we don't say words good. Basically, I went over to my cousin's. He got himself a drink. He asked me if I'd want some. I said, sure, why not? And I ended up drinking a whole, 8-inch tall glass of what was a mixture of Everclear and pineapple juice.
The hell were you thinking?
He dared me. He said, you won't do it. And I did it, and oh my gosh, I wish I didn't.
Yeah, I wish you didn't too. That's horrible.
That was the only time I've been hungover.
I think I've mastered my drinking at this point, to the point where I know just how much I can drink and still get up and function perfectly the next day. So I don't generally cross that threshold anymore. I mean, the last time was probably 10 years ago, but I don't want to remember that. So I'm just going to say I'm good at it now.
You're good at it now.
Season pro.
There's a fine line when we're gaming and having fun where, there's definitely a sweet spot where you become more lighthearted, more fun, but crossing that threshold and becoming stupefied, it's not my idea of a good time.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that.
It's just frustrating across the board for everybody
Pointless.
involved. Yeah.
One of my worst was when I was in the Marine Corps, and we'd just gotten back from Afghanistan. We weren't allowed to have alcohol for a whole year. Just survived a car crash. So me and my buddies went out drinking, got completely hammered, came back, and at 3:30 the next morning, I had to do a 3-mile run.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Gaff wins.
Yeah, you weren't functioning properly.
Did you run in a straight line?
I don't think I was functioning at all. My legs were just kind of moving on their own.
What's your major malfunction?
Alcohol, apparently.
That's it, guys. That's all the questions.
Yay!
I would like to thank everybody who took a moment to ask a question. We had over 400 questions submitted. Unfortunately, we're only able to answer a handful of those at this time. And thank you for following the adventures of myself and TBLF. I hope you had as much fun watching them as we have creating them. Our next podcast will be on the ME262. I hope to have that recorded with Mr. Bismarck in about a week or two. And I have one last surprise, hopefully out next week. I'm going to actually do a studio tour and show you where all of these fine videos happen at. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.